what was our session about today? So in our session, we talked about our latest views on Asia's private equity landscape, from market activities, capital flows, to what's going on in the region. I think we covered our year in review, what happened in terms of investments, exit, and liquidity events. We also shared a few takeaways on where we're seeing the most compelling opportunities going forward.
So why is this important right now? I think one of the main topics or threads that the guys on the main stage talked about today is just the importance of diversification. I think a lot of investors think about diversification as sort of a passive, more of a defensive play to preserve value in their portfolio, right? They're very on the back foot, whereas I think you can actually use diversification as more of an offensive tool to find those pockets of opportunity and create value, especially in a region like Asia where there's sort of a mosaic of six major markets, right? I think we're very spoiled by the breadth of the StepStone platform across all of our strategies, fund investments, co-investments, secondaries. It gives us a few different sort of weapons, if you will, to find different vectors of growth. And I think in that respect, it's sort of because we have a team on the ground throughout Asia, we're able to find these bottoms-up opportunities and really find what is the most sort of high conviction play.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. So Asia is an incredibly diverse place, and each market has their own quirks and characteristics, and it's very important to get a tailored approach for each market. There's domestic consumption, there's global ambitions, a sector focus, and on top of that, we need to partner with top-tier GPs. Over the past year, our investment activities have really stepped up, and at the same time, we've maintained our approval rate. It remains at 5 to 10%, so we're still highly selective. India remains a bright spot, and Japan is increasing its relevance as a private equity investment destination. From a deal type perspective, we are leaning into control. That's a continued trend. Actually, about 80% of the deals in the past year have been control. On the primary still is our bread and butter. We've been selective there, but we're also balancing that with co-investment and secondaries. I think we've done 50% secondaries and 50% co-investments, and I think that's a great outcome for us for 2025. One key takeaway, I think Asia's economic trajectory will have lasting impact in global supply chain and investment returns in the years to come. Asia is, I think, 40% of global GDP, 50% of the population, and will represent 60% of the global growth until 2030. I think most of our investors are very underweight in Asia. In an increasingly multipolar world where these markets are less intercorrelated, it's even more prudent to at least start thinking about diversification. And I think we're here to brainstorm.
Yeah, no, like as Zhiyao mentioned, I think there's going to be a lot of growth. The growth is here to stay, but underpinning that growth, it's a pretty varied mosaic of different kinds of dynamism, right? So I think to the audience today, it's great for us to have a chance to speak to you, but definitely come visit and see what we see through our eyes. The different trajectories, different paths. It's really important to unpack these things beyond just the headlines. Otherwise, it's sort of a very black and white world. So come visit.